Brought to you by Mr. Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Mr. Pros TV. And today we are in Tempe, Arizona in our studio, and we have Amy and John Angelo of North & Co. joining me here this afternoon. So thank you so much for taking time out of your guys' day and joining us here at Mr. Pros on Real Estate Pros.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
Yeah, so first off, we'll give you guys a couple minutes to introduce yourselves, talk to us a little bit about how and why you were interested in getting into real estate, kind of what you did before, your background, and we'll go from there.
Cool.
We'll start with you, Amy.
Okay.
You should,
All
because
right.
you started first.
I
So
did start
there
first.
Oh,
go.
you did start first?
Yeah.
All
I
right,
did
let's
start first.
start with Amy.
So we both have corporate backgrounds. I came from the tech industry, and I just kind of got to a point where I felt like I wanted to grow and be in control of my own thing and destiny and have my own business. And I just really enjoyed, being with people, working with people. We've always been involved in real estate in some way, shape, or form. We bought a house, we bought some rental properties, and we thought, this is pretty cool. Like, maybe we should learn more about this, take it more seriously.
Right.
Got my license, and within a couple months, I was putting in my notice and moving.
Really? It was that quick, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. So how long have you been doing real estate now?
Oh my gosh, this makes me feel old, but going on 17 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we've
So
seen a lot.
you've gone through the wave
Yeah.
and the cycle of real estate here.
for sure,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
And John.
A similar story. Corporate background. I just missed getting laid off twice in 1 year.
Really?
After a corporate reorganization and then 9/11, and it was true. We just said, we need to do something that we're going to have a little bit more control of where we're going and what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Sure.
Regardless of, we had no idea what was going to happen in the market, but
No, we didn't.
we were all in. I mean, we were all in.
For sure.
I basically say, I went to work for her, and the business has evolved. It's had a couple of iterations over the years, and we're still in it. We still love it. It's like, we always say it's like crack cocaine. I mean, it's in your blood. I mean,
That's a great analogy.
But it's just, it's a very intoxicating business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in real estate with Amy?
So I'm just about a year behind her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you both have
Wasn't-
been in it.
long.
Did you guys do the REO thing, or how did it? Is it how you started? Some people actually, surprisingly, some people start in traditional real estate, and they've
Yeah.
only done traditional real estate. So
Oh no, we've done a lot of things. We started in traditional real estate, but the bulk of our initial business was a lot of investor
yeah.
clients, and that kind of you typically start off in this business as a buyer's agent more than a listing agent. I think so. Worked with a lot of buyers, worked with a lot of investors, and then eventually we were focused on getting listing business and transitioning into more traditional sales. But then, of course, a couple years into it, that's when things started to take
change
a
up a
tumble.
bit, huh?
Yeah, so it forced us to completely shift gears, and maybe I'll let you talk about that a little bit.
Well, we were very fortunate. We've always worked by referral.
Uh-huh.
So the inherent good thing about that prior to the meltdown was that we had clients all over the valley. And we started to see a pattern where really if you took the valley and just kind of kept making these concentric circles, the circles that were on the outside were the ones that were just starting to implode, right? I have to give Amy credit. So one day she woke up and she was like, oh my gosh, this whole market is going to collapse. And I'm like, no, that's never going to end. She's like, no, really, I've been watching this and looking at this. And we waited a little longer. And then pretty soon it was like, oh my gosh, this thing really got more more momentum than we thought.
Right. Yeah.
And then we just pushed all of our chips to the middle of the table, and we went into the short sale business, guns a-blazing. Before most, we were at Realty Executives at the time, and there was 1,500 agents. There were probably 10 or 15 agents that had dabbled in short sales, and we were one. And so we were really on the vanguard of that whole downturn. And that's really what just kind of blind faith there, and kind of gut feeling and a little bit of analytics, and that was really what drove our business even to where it is today. I mean, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have the clientele.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And going through that, because it's a different skill set, more patience. You gotta, doing the short sales, which is a good experience to have gone through.
Sure.
And if fast forwarding to today in 2018, what does your guys' business look like? Do you guys focus on investors, buyers, sellers, everything, or specific areas?
Yeah,
what does it look like?
so, as John mentioned, like, we're really highly relational in our business versus transactional. So we have database, we stay in touch with our clients. We've got a little bit of everything. I mean, we do, traditional buying and selling. We do luxury. We do investment, we can do land, we have commercial partner, property manager partner. I mean, there's really not much that if you came to us and said that, hey, I've got this, or I need to do X, if we couldn't personally do it, we have partners that we could connect you with that would help you.
The one thing about that answer, but really to your question of what's different, it's really how we run the business today.
Sure.
So we really run it like a business. We haven't been in the business, 17 years with 1 year of experience, right? We've evolved. But the piece of we have phenomenal business partners. Mm-hmm. I think when we first started, we were very, very parochial in, what we shared, what we did, how we did things. It was private. At North & Co. now, I mean, it is a complete open system.
Totally.
We share everything. We mentor a lot. We get great mentoring, and we just have great partners. So you're right. What Amy said, I'm always, we always tell our agents, no matter what kind of a deal comes across our desk, we have to figure that out. Even if we can't do it, we have to have a partner or a referral to somebody that can. I never like to tell a client we can't figure it out for them, right? So that is a lot different from when we first started.
Yeah,
sure,
that's true.
Yeah. And then what you said that you started in Realty Executives, or you were at Realty Executives prior, but are now in North & Co. How long have you guys been at North & Co.?
We've been at North & Co. Since the inception of North & Co.
Really, since the inception.
Prior to that. It was Green Street Real Estate.
Yeah, it was Green Street. So you guys have worked with
we've been
with
there.
Brian for a long time.
Yep.
Brian.
What ultimately made you guys choose North & Co? Because we know that there's so many different brokerage options out there in 2018.
That was really I don't know if we chose North & Co. or North & Co. chose us. So when we were at Realty Executives, we had done so many short sales, and we had used Green Street to facilitate a lot of that.
Yeah.
And so at the time when Derek Jar was the owner, we just had a bunch of conversations around, hey, this is kind of what we want to do with our brokerage. Why don't you guys come over? I did a lot of management there when I first got to Green Street.
Oh, yeah.
And so when Brian ultimately bought it from Derek, we were just like, gosh, where do we want to go, right? Like, we were kind of here in kind of a management role. We were probably about 50-50, about 50 management, 50% production. And Brian bought it, and we were like, we still love the people.
Sure.
Like, just the people, the energy, the culture, how much you can learn there. Like, it's just, we had a mastermind session today for teams where everybody has a team that was in this group, and you just lay it out there, and everybody's super open. Hey, I'm having a problem with my admin. Who are you using for a virtual assistant? What kind of videos are you doing? Where are you getting the most traction? We've never had that type of sharing and openness any other place.
Right. And I think that is something that is unique to you guys, because a lot of times there are agents can be all guarded about their secrets and how they're driving success, or they'll give you something that's just like very like, everybody's using a CRM, but let's go get through the nuts and bolts. It sounds like it's like an open book over there.
It is. I mean, there's There's plenty of business to be had, so I just don't think that there's any harm in sharing
Sure.
best practices
Yeah.
and what's working, what's not working, and helping people grow. I mean, we're all in it to succeed. So
It'd be like if somebody came to you, right, and said, "Hey, you know what? I want you to teach me how to do this business." You could probably tell that to 50 people, and maybe only one or two are ever going to actually make it.
Right.
So much of that is how real estate is, where we always talk about that our profession is lead generation, but our job is real estate. And so people kind of, especially when they're new or if they haven't had maybe a lot of success, they flip-flop those two things. So we always tell them, hey, you want my buyer and seller questionnaire? Do you want it? That's great. It doesn't mean anything until you get a client.
Right,
and
right,
you consistently have those clients. So let's get you to the point where, you're going to realize that, after a while, we don't even want you doing this stuff. We want your transaction coordinator doing
Sure.
that stuff. We want you to focus on your highest and best use of time. So that's really, I think there's a big distinction between those two things and where we really try to get people to go.
Right. And you guys mentioned you guys work a lot off of a referral-based system. And we know that, that sounds easy, but I know for a fact that it's not, because it's you have to stay in front of people, and you have to, be that person that they think about when they're looking to buy or sell a home, whenever that is. So what things do you guys have in place to stay in front of your clients and your past clients?
Sure. So a couple of things that we do. We have a huge Kentucky Derby party every year, a client appreciation party. Invite all of our clients out.
Oh, that sounds fun. That's
and,
awesome.
It's a great time, but
We'll invite you this year.
Yeah,
that's right.
awesome.
You should come.
It creates great community between us, our clients amongst each other, and has been a really great event for us. We're going into our 4th year hosting that event. We have schedules of those types of client parties, if you will, throughout the year. We're very high touch with our clients in terms of calls, bringing them little gifts like, hey, just thinking of you, and oh, by the way, we're always open to your referrals.
Sure.
We'd love for you to keep us top of mind when you're looking to buy or sell, if you know somebody looking to buy or sell.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing is going back to year one versus where we are today and really running the business like a business. I mean, we sit down, we do business planning. And when we first started, it's interesting. You can kind of start into real estate and really not even have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
What other business can you do? Very, very few businesses where you could be like, well, what's your plan? Well, I really don't know.
I'm just going to do it.
You're going to do great at that. You're going to be awesome. So, we have the CRM tool that we use is from Brian Buffini. It's called Referral Maker. So it's specifically set up for our business. I mean, it was really made for realtors. And then we go and we basically, we set our marketing calendar for the year. We have that done before the year. We know exactly when our derby parties are going to be, when our business-to-business mixers are going to be, all the other marketing that goes along with it, because we have our database ordered by priority of either what's going on in the market or how many transactions people have done with us, or sometimes it's just linking people together. We get to fly to 30,000-foot view and say,
sure.
Oh, God, hey, these guys need this and these guys need that, and we put them together.
Right.
And then we go through and we use the 12-week year. And it's a great book, and we basically run our year in 4 quarters. And I know that sounds weird, like, well, doesn't everybody do that? Well, no, we have a yearly goal, but we have quarterly stops along the way. And within those stops, we reverse everything, engineer it backwards, right? So I know how many calls we need to make every day, how many clients we need to see every week, how many listings we need to have, all of that. So we know really quick, and that database shows us exactly, like, hey, that first week of the year, you're on vacation, you come back, and the database just shows, hey, you did 17% of your marketing that you said you were going to do. I mean, it's right there in front of you. You can't hide from it. So that part of it is great, because we've learned our lesson on how to plan like that, but we also let the CRM do the heavy lifting for us and tell us what we need to do and when we need to do it. So year after year, as we continue to use that, it's a huge tool.
Yeah, and that's very important, to run your business like a business. And I think that can translate into getting more success for your clients at the same time, because you guys are very organized. You know what you're trying to do and accomplish. So talk to us a little bit about why people hire you guys to represent them as a buyer or seller versus another agent down the street.
Well, I think it does usually start with that, most times, that referral. I mean, someone who knows us, who has done business with us, trusts us. I mean, if they refer us to someone that they know, I mean, that's a high quality, warm, super warm, fuzzy lead. I mean, I think when we get those, it's not often that we're really competing against other agents typically. And we're more just focused on getting to know them and building that relationship and, establishing some rapport, and it just kind of goes from there.
The business, traditionally, you basically have two types of agents, right? You have somebody that is transactional or someone that's relational. If you ask most agents, they might not even really know, but probably 90% of all agents really are relational. There's 10% that really just, all they do is market and have people that call for them and do all of that, right? So for that part of it, if you know that really 90% of your competition is kind of in the same boat as you are, you just have to stand out as far as, we always talk to our clients about, we're always going to be there before, during, and after the sale. So somebody might come into our database that says, hey, I'm thinking about buying. And then maybe something happens and they realize this isn't a great time for me to buy. Awesome. Well, we don't just say, we'll see you later. When you're ready to just come back, you'll go into the database. We'll connect with you. We have clients that have started out like that have, it's taken them a long time to transact with us, but along the way, they'd give us referrals to people that said, gosh, John and Amy Angelo, it's been 2 years, and they still call me. They still check in with me. They help me. We've helped, I can't even tell you, we've helped people get jobs, bury family members, veterinarians, doctor, you name it, right? They know that if you don't know where to go or what to do, call them, because we have that person. And so that's the part where I think people are like naturally attracted to us, and they're like, wow, they're really here to solve. Real estate is almost secondary for most of these people. They just want to know that there's always a resource that they can reach out to, right? But then when you build that community inside the database, when you actually do have a transaction, we're really, I'm very analytical, so people love to come to me on the analytics side, like, can you tell me what's going on in the rental market, and what does the data say about this, and why is our market different than that market? And they really, I think a lot of our clients are drawn to that too. So I really enjoy that, and I really like to be able to lay it out for them.
Right.
He's the total numbers guy.
You're not the numbers person? Go on.
I can do the numbers, but he really enjoys doing the numbers.
Nice. Awesome. Well, it definitely sounds like you guys do a great job managing relationships versus transactions, and that it sounds fun, doing business with you guys. You guys do a Kentucky Derby party and all these little things that are kind of touch points for your clients, but really helps people to connect with you and not be hesitant to send you guys referrals. Now, what areas of the Valley do you guys focus on and work?
So because we are by referral, and we have been since we've been in the business. We've lived in various parts of the Valley. I would say we do a lot all over the Valley, to be honest, but most of our business is mostly North Valley. So north of the Loop 101 from Scottsdale, Glendale, Peoria, North Valley would be where most of it, where most of it is.
And going back to previously, we do... If we get a referral to some other spot where I'm just like, oh man, it's great. North & Co has, so many great agents. We just reach out to them and say, hey, would you handle this and take care of them? And it's not like it's not like this. Oh my gosh, there's just this scarcity mentality.
Right.
There really is this abundance mentality, and just making sure. Oh my gosh, can we just make sure the client is number one? That at the end of the day, that is what we're focused on. If they're going to use us or not, really, to me, it's secondary.
Right.
It's just to make sure that they have a good experience.
Absolutely. And if somebody watching this is interested or looking to buy or sell a home, or another agent that wants to pick your brain and figure out, ask you some questions about North & Co or you guys as a team, how do people reach out and get a hold of you guys?
You can reach us at 602-616-1455. That's John's cell. And
you're easily give out his.
I know.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. That's funny.
She always says I wake up talking and I go to bed talking. Nice. That's why, because she's giving my number out all day.
That's right. And our website is theangelogroup.com. So you can
It's simple, theangelogroup.com. Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on to Real Estate Pros this afternoon. It was a pleasure having you guys in studio, and we will see you guys on the next episode.